It was 6 p.m. and I was working late and I needed to complete a whole bunch of orders for this game that I was making called Topple Rocks. Well, I pulled my hands away, but as the spring on the chop saw was opening up, the guard was not coming down and the switch was not turning off, and I had thrown my hands back and just followed the blade right up, and it cut my finger right off, and it was not a clean cut. It was very painful, and I had an overwhelming sense of fear, and was wheeled into the ER. There just happened to be a hand surgeon, a specialist, on duty that night.
Hi, I'm State Senator Patrick McMath, and I'm here to congratulate and commend the employees of St. Tammany Health System for all their compassionate, hard work that they do for the residents of my district. Here's one inspirational story about a dear friend of mine and constituent, Ben Bigler, after he experienced a career-threatening injury.
Many times in the process, especially during physical therapy, where I couldn't imagine that it would get any better.
What I remember the most on his first day was he was such a cool guy, but the fact that he injured himself doing something that he loved, that was also his livelihood, it had a huge, huge impact on him.
And they're like, don't worry, we've been down this road with so many people, and these are the stories that we've heard of. We've seen people be able to do this and be able to do that. And so I decided I might feel like garbage right now, but I am not going to let this thing beat me. For me anyway, I had to figure out a way to beat the pain without the pain medication, to be able to sort out getting the orders out that I had to get out. The pain was still kind of there, but there was this other, I don't know how to describe it, just kind of a lack of drive, a lack of focus. And that's something I couldn't afford.
We always work very closely with the doctors, and after an injury like he had, it's very painful. So to take pain medications is definitely a part of your recovery. And then there's that challenge of getting off of the pain meds. And as he weaned from them, you're able to think clearer, you sleep better, and you start to feel more normal.
Because I live in a small town, I couldn't ask to live in a better place. So many friends came by to help, that helped me pack rocks, that helped me. I made a few machines that automated the process that I was doing by hand before. And I was able to fulfill the orders that I had to get out. I was back by a few weeks, but I was able to get the orders out. I got a call from an architect friend and said, we're redoing a section of the hospital and building a new addition, and part of that is a boardroom, and would you be interested in bidding for the boardroom table? And for me immediately it was like, how can I say no to that? To be able to have the opportunity to build this boardroom table for the very hospital that helped during that really dark process and walked me through the recovery of that. That was the single largest woodworking project that I've ever done. And that was after cutting my finger off and not even sure if I could work with wood. How would my recovery be?
Our architect said, you know, I know a woodworker in Covington and maybe we could approach him and see if he could make a table for us. And so we did that, and I really didn't meet Ben at that point. And then later in the process, as he's making the table, I got a patient compliment come across my desk, and it was for our therapist over at the Outpatient Therapy Center and the hand therapy that this person received. And I started to think, well, I wonder if this is the Ben that's making the table for the board. I made it a point to go meet Ben and talk to him about his experience, and indeed he was the person who had written the compliment about the therapist. And being a therapist myself, I know that's a long road to go from that type of injury to this type of triumph.
What other people can learn is that there is hope and there is a recovery on the other end, and you just got to work through it, be patient, and know that with love and care and people in your court, your whole care team, you're going to get through this.
I'd like to thank all the doctors, nurses, and other healthcare heroes who helped Ben get back on his feet and back in his shop. Thank you for all the work that you do at St. Tammany Parish Health System. You truly are an inspiration for our community.